Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ni hao ma howdy. I'm Professor Brian David Phillips, and welcome to my dorm and rec room. Now, today is a tutorial. I'm going to give you a little tutorial on how to move in rec room. How to move, you say? Yes. So first, I'm turning. Notice whenever I'm using I'm on an Oculus Quest, and I'm using the little control stick on my right controller, and every time I move it, I turn 45 degrees. I don't have to turn 45 degrees. I can take a look at my watch. Boom. Go here. Go up here to settings. And I have in gameplay something called swipe rotate. I'm at snap 45 right now, but I can move that to snap 90. And suddenly, every time I move is 90 degrees. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 360. Or I can change it to smooth. So I just hold the controller down and I just turn as far as I like. Now, snap turning is really helpful if you have a limited amount of space in your play area, or if you're playing sitting down. Some people have mobility issues and they can't stand for the whole game, so they might use snap turning. I'm sitting right now and I can just use my snap turning whenever I want. So let me change that snap turning back to what I prefer. I prefer 45 degrees whenever I use it. And I'm back, 45 degrees, 45. That's a nice way to do it. If I'm sitting, I have mobility issues, so sometimes I just can't stand for a game. Although we do prefer room scale, so you can move around a bit. Now, let's say you're playing Rec Room and you want to move around. You can use room scale and move as large as your play area. You can also move further than the play area. And you do that through a technique of either, it's called walking or free movement in other games, or teleportation. Now, walking is essentially this. Let me snap turn, and I'm going to walk over to the basketball. Now, the way I do that is I use the control stick, and I push it, and it feels like I'm floating, but I'm not floating. All right, now, a lot of folks prefer this sort of movement, just using the control stick, moving around, but some folks don't like it. And the reason they don't like it is, for some people, that sort of movement can cause motion sickness. You get VR sickness, you feel nauseous. And so after they play it a little while, they start feeling uncomfortable. So if you're new to VR, you might not want to use this sort of movement. And so instead, look at your watch. There it is. Over here we have movement mode. And you can choose walk, which is what I was demonstrating, or teleport. Now, teleport's a little different. Let me turn a bit. And now I'm going to go over to where the basketball is. But instead of the thumbstick moving me, I press a button on my controller and a green arc light appears. You see that green arc light. Now, wherever that ends, that's where I'm going to appear when I let go. Here we go. Boom. I'm right there. I'm by the ball. So I have teleported that way. Let's go back over to there. And that is teleportation, which you won't get motion sickness. Now, there are some options you can use. Comfort options here that allow you to move things around and change. Narrowing the field of view means you get like a little darkness around the area, and that'll help with some of the nausea if you're susceptible to that. Okay, so experiment with what works for you. Okay, so go back to home. Anytime you want to open up the settings to change your movement, just look at your watch, and up here at the cog settings, and you can choose to change your audio. You can change the experience. Experiment and see what these things do. Gameplay is where your movement and comfort and other things are. And you have some advanced changes. Probably you're not going to be changing very many of these. Okay, so let's go back to home. Well, I don't want to go back to home, do I? I want to change this back. Setting, gameplay, and move that back. Back to walk. Okay. So now I can get back to the way I like to play. Some games I feel nauseous through free movement, but for Rec Room, I kind of enjoy it. Use teleport or free movement or walking, whether you're sitting or not. Use snap turning. If you're sitting, that's a really quick and easy way. Or if you're playing standing up and you don't have a lot of space, maybe you want to just use snap turn once in a while instead of physically turning. I can just physically turn my head and move that way. Just turn my body around. But that's up to you. Alright, so that, my friends, is how to move in Rec Room. Hope this has been helpful. Be sure to hit the likey button and subscribe. And when you subscribe, ring the bell. Okay? So for now, though, this is Professor Brian David Phillips just telling you to don't worry, be happy, and live trans and prosper. Off. Bye-bye.